But I've got a sort of idea about how we start, and I suppose mostly influenced by my experience of being a practitioner first. So it felt important that after the first chapter that set out the sort of nature of critique, and the second chapter which sets out, what is psycho and what is therapy, that I then went into practice, because in a way it's tempting to talk about all the theories, but I actually wanted to do something a bit different and say, most of us actually do the thing that we then go on to train in first before we get the theory. So thinking back to my own experience as a social worker, I got a job as a probation officer out of university before I then trained as a social worker. So I had a year's training on the job before I really looked at any theory. And the same with, if you think about skills practice that you do almost day one of a psychotherapy training course, you get in and do the skills. You sort of, and when at Temenos we used to sort of say to people, look, just do some listening. One's a client, one's a listener. Just go and do your thing. And then we'll draw out the theory. Then we'll draw out the philosophy. So I was very keen to write, for this chapter to be placed where it was before the theory chapter. And so then the task was to sort of look at, well, what are we talking about? What are the skills, the methods, the practice, what I then call praxis, that we do. And so I then identified, I think, 7 forms of practice. But I think I was thinking about it on the way to this, and I was thinking I'm pleased that I did that, because I almost could go backwards. I could almost flip forward and back and think, even at the last minute, I thought, oh, I'll put the theory in first. But I thought, no, I think it's actually quite good, and maybe a bit critical and a bit radical to actually say the thing we need to focus on first is actually what we do.
Yeah,